Habitat for Humanity Zambia has partnered with the Zambia Institute of Architects and Civil Forum on Housing and Habitat to provide better housing for vulnerable communities and elderly people. Speaking at the launch of Small House Bureau Initiative Zambia, Institute of Architects President Walia Masabo said having realized the deficit of proper housing standards among the poor, the Institute decided to engage various partners as a way of attaining the 2030 vision for every citizen to have access to shelter. Mr. Masabo has stated that as government is planning to decentralize provinces, it should consider building better road networks and provide electricity to marginalized communities. Here is a report.
Access to decent housing standard is every citizen's right. Therefore, as Habitat for Humanity Zambia continues to provide shelter for vulnerable communities through different initiatives and partnership, Zambia Institute of Architects and Civil Forum has joined hands to cushion the housing deficit in Zambia through a Small Housing Bureau initiative. Zambia Institute of Architects President Walia Masabo said the Sustainable Development Goal of the Agenda 2030 can only be achieved through collaborations.
Having noted the challenges in the availability of decent standard house designs and safe construction techniques amongst the low-income communities in our society, the Institute felt the need to come up with a Small House Bureau initiative that speaks to curing this deficit and providing basic house plans for social housing.
Meanwhile, speaking at the event, Habitat for Humanity Zambia National Director Matabo Mukuba said the effort to combat poverty levels in Zambia can only be done through the promotion of decent housing.
I am humbled to be here today to witness the signing of the MOU between Habitat for Humanity Zambia and our Institutes of Architects. We are honored in the sense that we are a pro-poor institution that is working with the vulnerable community here in Zambia.
And Civil Forum on Housing and Habitat Executive Director Grace Mtonga also highlighted the need to increase budget allocation in housing, water and sanitation in vulnerable communities and cushion the high cost of land and building.
The housing landscape in Zambia has not favored the marginalized poor with regards to accessing decent, affordable and adequate housing. An array of factors have come into play, starting with high cost of land, survey fees, cost of building materials. The absence of social housing has further exacerbated the level of deprivation of housing and auxiliary services among the poor, especially the 70% of the urban poor who live in squalid conditions.
As government continues to urbanize remote areas, inclusiveness of vulnerable people is cardinal. Deson Bubara, Sun FM TV News in Lusaka.